They looked like CU teams from the recent past, didn't they?
They don't have a quarterback.
Well, you know what? After 18 starts, you'd think he'd be better and he'd protect the ball better.
He's not very good. Till they get a world-class quarterback that can compete with those California schools, they got no chance. Oregon, Washington schools, they got no chance.
Yeah, you know what?
But the biggest problem is still the biggest problem when they made the move. In the Big 12, you could get away with big guys. You could get away with running the football. You can't come up against teams, particularly in the conference play, without speed.
Yeah.
They have occasionally had wide receivers, 3 or 4, with speed, but they don't have any speed at the skill positions.
I agree. They're a little bigger, they're a little faster, but they're not yet fast enough to compete in the Pac-12. They're just not. But in the meantime, did they get screwed at the end of that game last night?
Absolutely. That game should have been should be protested. If it were a baseball game, you'd protest it and make them play it over again. Yeah, for the people that didn't get to see it, there was a case of they got down to the 5-yard line, short of the first down. They should have asked for a measurement because it was close enough. You could ask for a measurement. McKnight the coach made a mistake here. You got to ask for a measurement.
Yeah, McIntyre.
So McIntyre, I'm sorry.
That's right.
Mike McIntyre, who was on the show yesterday. McIntyre's got to ask for. McKnight was that great receiver they had a few years ago.
Scotty McKnight.
Yeah. But the next thing that happened is officials were playing Keystone Cops, which is an old world reference, but they were playing the Three Stooges. They were trying to get the ball spotted, and then a Hawaiian player from the University of Hawaii, walked in between, knocked the ball down.
Inadvertently. He didn't do it on purpose. It hit his shoulder.
But I think moving forward, if I'm a player in a situation like that on the other team, I would do that and go, I didn't know anything to it. So the ball was not spotted in time for them to get a playoff. If they had done it correctly, they would have had 5 seconds. You can spike the ball if you have 3 seconds or more. Could have spiked the ball, had one final play.
Well, I also think isn't the clock supposed to stop after you get a first down?
They didn't get a first down.
I thought they did.
No, there was no first down.
Okay.
But they could have asked for a measurement. Want a measurement? Stop the clock. But I think it was a hectic situation, opening game, and I'm sorry. Two minutes. Yeah. Oh, I thought you said 2 seconds.
I have trouble thinking they got screwed here, Woody, and I'll tell you why. First of all, they never should have been in that position. Shot themselves in the foot time after time after time. And I know that has.
It was a lousy game.
It was a terrible game, and CU cost themselves. Even if the ball was spotted, and even if they got a playoff, whether they spiked it to stop the clock or they actually went into the end zone to score, A, they would have had to score a touchdown. B, they would have had to convert the 2-pointer. Then the game is tied. Then they go to overtime, and then they would have had to win in overtime. So, I mean, did they not get afforded that opportunity? Yes, because the ref screwed up. He bobbled the ball. He couldn't get the ball down in time. The clock never stopped. Game over. But they did it to themselves. So, yes, they got screwed, but they screwed themselves as much as they got screwed by the referee.
That's a good answer. But it was both. It would be both. And you would like for a team to at least have a chance at the end. And the officials, after the ball hit the ground, when the player from the opposing team got in the way, you stop the clock. They got to stop the clock.
Yeah.
But I think the officials, it was their first game too, so they messed up. Hawaii didn't play very well. It's tough to go over there and win. It's tough to go over there and win.
Yes.
Hawaii plays a lot better on the road. When they came in here and lost, the times I've seen them come in here and lose, it's because they run out of gas in the altitude. They just can't handle it. They're over here for a week. They're playing 2 games. And so going over there, yes, you're enjoying yourself, and no matter what the coach said about the Hawaii ice. They didn't get the shaved ice, did they? I said yesterday to tell them if they won, they got the shaved ice. I would have liked to have seen them get a chance at the shaved ice.
Yeah.
Do you think, I got to turn this around.
All right.
Do you think that now ensures that they're not going to go to a bowl this year? People are
I never thought they were going to a bowl to begin with.
People thought
they had to go 4-0 in non-conference because then this is a team that didn't win a conference game. So they had to go 4-0 in non-conference, and then they would have had to win 3 in conference. I just thought the talk was silly, but they're not going to a bowl game. They're not going to win more than 4 games, 5 games tops this year.
You think that many now?
Maybe
No,
not.
that's not a very good
It's
team.
funny you say that because as I was starting, as it was rolling through my head, I was going to say they're not going to win more than 3 or 4 games this year.
I don't think they'll win one on the road. I think that they'll probably win 2 or 3 games in the non-conference schedule,
Yeah.
and maybe 1 or 2 in the conference. That would be 4 or 5.
A little later in the show, we're going to talk to Brian Howell of BuffsZone.com. He writes for the Boulder Daily Camera as well, and he was at the game in Honolulu, so we'll bring him in. That segment brought to you by Harmony Foundation.
Harmony Foundation, Colorado's premier treatment program for drug and alcohol addiction. But when I talk to Wendy and the people up there, they want me to emphasize when I talk about them that they don't care, and please take this the right way, they don't care whether you go there, just go somewhere. But if you were looking for somewhere that's close and you're in Colorado, it's a 45-acre campus, and that's really what it is. It's a place where you can get with nature, and I don't think we ever make that point. They're adding to the facilities up there. I have a friend whose kid went up there, has been sober for more than a year and a half, and that seems to be typical because the statistics show if you go to Harmony Foundation and you have an addiction, drugs, sex, alcohol, rock and roll, whatever it might be, gambling, that a year and a half later, 85% of their patients are still sober or have no longer have the addiction. That is an incredible success rate. So go to the website, harmonyfoundationinc.com.
What if I'm addicted to sex, drugs, and rock and roll?
Then you're probably a groupie following farther on the road.